there, I'm Audrey. How nice of you to join me in today's Friday edition of your Jamaica Magazine. 'Tis the season of giving, and in today's program, I will be reminding you about how you can do your part this year to give back to your community and to Jamaica. So hang around, because you don't want to miss this.
Come January 1, 2019, the government of Jamaica will impose a ban on single-use plastic scandal bags, 24 by 24 inches or less in dimension, plastic drinking straws, and the importation of expanded polystyrene foam. Plastics take up to 500 years to break down and end up in our environment, stifling our animals, plant life, and livelihoods too. Refuse single-use plastic products. Start using reusable items. Bring your own bag. The ban on plastics is effective as of January 1, 2019. Preserve our land. Support the plastic ban. Exemptions apply. Contact the National Environment and Planning Agency for more information.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, December 21. Jamaica and Cuba have signed an agreement extending their technical cooperation on healthcare for another 6 months. The bilateral agreement, first signed in 2009, provides for the establishment of an ophthalmology center to treat Jamaican and other Caribbean nationals with eye conditions. In December 2015, an agreement was signed by the governments to continue Cuba's support to Jamaica for a further 3 years, thus prolonging the program to the end of 2018. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the newest 6-month extension provides the opportunity to ensure continuity in the provision of care.
We look forward to the discussions that will commence over the next 6 months, even while the program continues, and the subsequent decisions that will be taken to advance and make the program, in whatever shape or form, a sustainable and successful program in the interests of all Jamaicans.
Cuban Ambassador Inez Fernandez says health is a very important area of cooperation between the countries, pointing out that about 291 Cuban health professionals are currently working in Jamaica.
I would like to express mainly our disposition to continue working with Jamaica in this important sector. I think health is the most important, or what is among the most important human rights.
A proposal to relocate the bus terminus at Parade downtown Kingston is part of plans to facilitate the establishment of a recreational area. Mayor Delroy Williams says the beautification of the area, which will be undertaken as part of the redevelopment of downtown Kingston, will complement the numerous historical buildings in the area.
That will add value to the tourism product and will also increase commerce and will also add value to the rich history in the space.
Some of the historical buildings downtown include Ward Theatre, Simon Boulevard Cultural Center, Coke Memorial Methodist Church, Kingston Parish Church, and the St. William Grant Park. Possible areas for the relocation of the bus terminus include the Darling Street and Peachon Street bus parks. Mayor Williams says the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation is now seeking funding for the project. He is also encouraging the Ministries of Transport and Mining and Tourism, non-governmental organizations, and the church to come on board and push the idea of relocating the buses from the parade space. Meanwhile, renovation of the Ward Theatre is slated for completion in 2019. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation is spearheading the project with the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Mayor Delroy Williams says the work is about 80% complete. It is expected to be concluded in September 2019.
I believe we'll be proud of the building. We have done the renovation.
Work carried out on the theatre to date includes the installation of waterproof membrane on the roof, installing countertops and basins in 1 restroom and 4 changing rooms, installation of drywall ceiling and sanitary fixtures, as well as wall repairs. The historic building is a potential tourist attraction that can aid in transforming the nation's capital into a destination city for visitors. Public schools across the island can now purchase bananas for $5 per pound for their school feeding program. Local banana producer JP Tropical Foods launched the initiative recently under its JP St. Mary's Heritage Project. The Ministers of Agriculture, Health and Education have endorsed the initiative, which they believe will be a game changer for Jamaica.
This launch today can be seen as the hub and the beginning of that process. An ambitious plan that we have to feed all our children in schools.
The health minister says the JP St. Mary's Heritage Project will help to reduce the obesity levels in schools and enable students to eat healthier alternatives.
We've been taking some steps in conjunction with the ministry in terms of a nutrition policy, encouraging our kids to eat more fruits, vegetables, more fresh produce. This heritage project, with the introduction of the bananas being made available, to our minds would be a great addition, or it's going to be a great addition to the process.
56 tourism workers representing almost every aspect of the industry were honored at a gala dinner at the Montego Bay Convention Center on the weekend. The recipients of the Golden Tourism Day Awards received trophies, citations, and other tokens of appreciation for their years of service. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says the industry will continue to pride itself on service excellence.
The idea, of course, of having an event like this was born out of a realization that tourism has, over the last 50 years, evolved into the most important industry in the world today. And many of you would not have known or even realized what you had been putting yourself to and the task that you were assigned.
The recipients' years of service ranged from 50 to 67 years, a combined total of 3,025 years. And finally, wards of the state housed at the Mount Olivet Home for Boys in Manchester were recently given a Christmas treat. Led by the Jamaica Information Service, several corporate entities visited the home, interacted, and brought good cheer to the boys. They were also presented with donations from the agency and other sponsor companies, including Ping's Fabrics, Heart Trust NTA's Boys Town Vocational Training Center, Caribbean Broilers, Rainforest Seafood, Fontana Pharmacy, and Wisinco through the Why Be Afraid Foundation. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company also sponsored the event.
Well, we just want to encourage the boys today, as we have stuck with you these 9 years. We want you to know how much we love you, we care about you, and we want the best for you.
The JIS's CEO says that in the coming year, the company has big plans to mark the 10th anniversary of its partnership with the home. Director of the facility, Patrick Newman, says the partnership is bearing fruit as several of the wards are performing outstandingly in academics and taking up leadership roles in their respective schools. He revealed plans to develop a woodwork shop at the home.
We hope that as time goes by, we will just transform Mount Olivet Boys Home bit by bit, so that the boys who come to us will leave here as worthwhile citizens.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
And I am the captain for the Reggae Girls, and we just want to thank you for your support, and we hope that you continue in supporting us along our journey. Bye, we love you guys.
Sometimes the best gifts are priceless. They cost little or nothing and take little or no time to give. What am I talking about? Random acts of kindness, of course.
So many times we sit and we talk and we say, hey, I would love for Jamaica to be this kind of place. But what are you really doing? What type of Jamaica do you want to see?
We're hoping to use art to teach Jamaica that it's not the thunder that grows the flower, it's the gentle rain. We want Jamaica to stop thundering for everything and start to put forth gentle rain, especially in the lives of our youth.
This gentle rain is the Acts of Random Kindness initiative being put forward by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, a program that inspires and encourages expressions of kindness.
Our project comes out of our youth empowerment and mentorship program, where we're teaching our youngsters to know themselves, to know their purpose, to understand that it is important to cultivate attitudes of kindness, gratitude, and respect, as well as to put themselves on a good destiny, a life path.
The Youth Empowerment and Mentorship Program uses the iPad Summer Camp to teach resilience and social skills to children from at-risk communities.
If we can show you an act of kindness when you were young, if you were to reciprocate this act of kindness to somebody else, what a wonderful Jamaica this could be.
We saw a youth leader in the camp who decided to take responsibility for the lack of a belt on one of his team's part and said, you know what, you have my belt and I will then take the responsibility for the consequences. It's like an evolution and a revolution all at once, because they made revolutionary changes to their behaviors as opposed to when they just came on day one, day two, and you could start to see them evolving into being kind and gentler youth.
Action means identity, purpose, attitude, and destiny. So with the attitude, you have I show respect, kindness, and gratitude. It's important because most youths are growing up in very disturbing societies where a level of kindness and love isn't shown. So the camp actually gives us that love that is missing from our lives and help us to reflect this on others as well.
We want our youth to do tangible acts of random kindness, to be kindness ambassadors in their schools and communities. This will in turn raise the awareness in adults that they too should be agents of change.
We are challenging Jamaica to engage in a very self-conscious way in acts of random kindness amongst adults and towards our children. We want you to think kind, Jamaica. We want you to act kind. We want you to be kind.
I am ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. You have to have kindness in your heart. You have to be compassionate towards people. Some persons really need it. A little act of kindness sometimes motivates somebody else.
So we want our youngsters at school, at home, and at play to think kind, act kind, and be kind. It is a message that needs to be self-conscious.
We are inviting you, youth, adults, business places, to take up your link in the chain and bring this initiative to life. Respond with smiles, hugs, positive affirmations, and acts of kindness to transform relationships in homes, schools, the workplace. Transform relationships right across Jamaica.
If we want a kinder, gentler Jamaica, where all of us want to live, work, and raise family, it is important that each and every one of us start to think about the words that we speak to our children. Start with a kind word. Start by giving a smile and saying good day. Start by saying thank you. Start by giving a hug. Where you can, be a mentor. Just listen to their concern. Show that you have some degree of understanding and empathy.
Be conscious, be aware. The cost to being kind is a state of mind.
We are children and we have rights. We have a right to be
protected,
provided for,
and included. Don't beat me up, don't belittle me, and please don't molest me.
I am under 13. I should not be working for a living.
That is child labor. It is illegal.
Stop leaving me alone. I am too young to provide for myself. I need your guidance.
Protect our nation's children. They have rights too.
To learn more about children's rights, call or visit the offices of the Child Development Agency.
So, our first reminder about giving was that gifts do not have to be costly. In fact, some of the greatest gifts one can give are costless.
I'm Montego, mother of Liam Barrett. When I found out I was pregnant, I wasn't at all excited because I was in my final year at university. But I don't believe in abortion, and I decided that even though it's going to be a hard task, I had family and friends, and I had a wonderful support system behind me. So I decided that even though it wasn't my plan for me right now, I just had to do it. Preparation for Liam. I don't know nothing about having a child or raising a child, so not even nursery rhymes I didn't know. I had to do my research, learn nursery rhymes, and while he was in the tummy, when he was more active than he was supposed to be, I just sing those nursery rhymes to him and it would kind of soothe him down. And even now, when he's here, when he's sick or when he's uneasy, I can always sing back those nursery rhymes to him, and he's okay. While pregnant, I went to the beach, and it works now because he loves water and he loves going to the beach. So I did small things to kind of wean him into this life. The transition, it was rough because a lot of persons had high expectations for me. A lot of persons wanted me to finish college before I ventured into, motherhood. But in my opinion, God always knows what He's doing, in my opinion. And it was rough. I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of persons who I thought were going to be behind me. Being a mother, it is a task. It is very stressful. Sometimes you honestly feel like you're going crazy, and other times you just want to hold your son and hug him up and tell him how much you love him. Right now, Liam can't talk. I wish I could understand baby language, that's all. Sometimes when he's hurting or when he's in pain, I can't really understand that, so I wish I could, understand baby language. Motherhood is basically giving up yourself for the sake of your son. Because you have to know, you have this whole new individual, you have to teach him how to be a man, you have to teach him right from wrong, you have to nurture him, care for him. Sometimes people say it takes a village to raise a child, but when the village is asleep, it's you as a mother, you're the only one that's there up with him in the nights. Patience. One of the major lessons I've learned since being a mother is patience. It takes a lot of patience to raise a child, and some persons might think that once you become a mother you automatically know everything, but no, you have to understand that, or you have to be open to the fact that you're going to be a student and a teacher at the same time. He's going to learn from me and I'm going to learn from him, and that's how it goes. To be honest, motherhood changed me 100%, because in my opinion I was on a downward spiral. I was partying, I was drinking, I was doing everything that I wasn't supposed to be doing. And when I found out that I was pregnant, all of that changed, because now, as I said before, you have to be raising and nurturing somebody else. You have to be caring for somebody else. And I didn't want to put my son's life in jeopardy. What am I looking forward to the most as Liam grows older? I'm hoping he would be just like his father, or even my father. That's all I want out of him, because his father is an amazing person and I just want him to follow in that footsteps. I just wish Liam continued to be our saving grace. Last year I lost my brother, and Liam for us has been that glue holding the family together. So I just wish he knows how much we love him and knows how much he means to us. And I wish he continued to grow into this amazing, amazing, amazing baby boy. Yeah. My advice for other expectant mothers is do not think it is easy. Do not think motherhood is a walk in the park. It is not. You're going to need a lot of support. You're going to need friends. You're going to need your family behind you 100%. And you're going to need the stability of finances. So I just want to ensure that they have a foundation before they even consider getting pregnant, or even if it happens, to just ensure that you take it one step at a time, because it's not a walk in the park.
Jamaica, this is Kevin Downswell. We original. We're blessed. We have something about us that the world craves. We don't need to compromise. We don't need to rob. We don't need to thief nobody. Everybody who watch this have something unique in them that God placed in you, that was used to bring you favor, was used to bring you wealth. Find it. It's inside of you. Whether they're on the street side, something special inside of you. Whether they're at the bar or drink rum and you try to drink away your troubles, listen to me. And I say go. If you find that thing is what is the very thing that will bring you wealth, the very thing that will bring your life to a level you never imagined. Everybody out there have a choice. And my challenge to you is choose to do the right thing. Choose to not bust that gun. Choose to not smoke that weed. Choose the right thing. Your decision will create a habit, and your habit will create a future. That means if your decision is wrong every day, your future will end up being popped down. But if you decide that you're not going to do that, and you're going to stand up for the right, watch it. Your future big. You're blessed. Jamaica, you're blessed. Youth, you're blessed. Girl, you're blessed. Love.
Tip number 3 is an interesting one. It's the most costless type of gift you can give. It requires persons to give of themselves wholeheartedly and to be there for those who need them the most. One sure way of doing this is through adoption.
The Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, has taken steps to make the adoption process much easier. Joining me is Adoption Coordinator, Mrs. Maxine Bugelo, who will be giving us some information about the changes made. Thank you for coming, Mrs. Bugelo.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're going to go straight into it. What are the changes made?
Okay, before 2016, we had a 2-tier system. First, applicants were asked to complete a pre-adoption form and then submit that to us. Now that would normally take some time. So we reviewed the system and said that it would be best if maybe we erase that part of the process. So now what applicants have to do is that they go straight to our website and where they will find the adoption forms. The forms include the application form, the medical form, one for the child and the applicants, and the guidelines which outline all the information and all the required documents that need to be submitted with the application form.
Awesome. And what are the required documents?
The required documents are the birth certificates, marriage certificates if they are married, job letters and income statements, references from persons who know them, not a family member. And the references should not necessarily speak only to the person being a nice or a good person, but it should speak to how would they care for a child. That should be included, their capacity to care for a child. If the child is in school, we would need a child's last school report as well.
And when all of that is completed, what's the next step?
The next step would be submit all of those to the CPFSA. When it is here now, we would review to ensure that all documents are here. Now, if all the information is there, The application is reviewed, given a number, and assigned to a caseworker. And a letter would be sent to the applicant informing them of this and who the person is. Once the caseworker gets that application, that caseworker would now start to prepare appointments to interview both the applicants, the child, and whosoever, the birth parents, because the birth parents are also very important in the process.
And what if there are no birth parents?
Well, if there are no birth parents, we would have had death certificates for the parents if they have died. If they are nowhere around or cannot be located, there are avenues that we would have to take internally to ensure that we try our best to find them.
And once that's completed, what's next?
Once that is completed, the officers then would have to do a comprehensive report. And that report would have to be compiled and then submitted to the adoption board, because the adoption board is the only agency in Jamaica that can approve adoption at that level. So after the approval, it is submitted to the adoption board and approval is given, then it is now preparation for court. Because court is where it is finalized legally.
How long does that process usually last?
The entire process? We are at now 3 to 6 months, depending on if there are no challenges.
And once you get to court, then?
Once we get to court, well, court is held depending on the availability by the court. Some courts have set dates, while others will have to submit our documents and await their decision as to when we can come to court. Now, once the court has signed off on those documents, for adoption orders, it is the applicant's responsibility to collect those, and they will take a copy to the RGD, where they will apply for the new birth certificate for the adopted child.
And is there any cost associated with any of this process?
No, adoptions are free in Jamaica.
Is there anything else that, Jamaica needs to know about the process?
We need adopters, prospective adopters, to understand that it is important that they submit all the documents, and it is also important that they are truthful in the stories that they give pertaining to how a child is placed in their care. Because what we find is that sometimes when we approach birth parents, they are not aware that this child is being adopted. They know that somebody is caring for their child, but that was not the arrangement that they adopted for. Persons generally who wish to adopt should love a child, should really want to take care of a child, because it's a lifelong investment. Persons, they should have proper accommodation for their child. They should be able to financially can afford to take care of that child. And they should be willing to accept that child as theirs. And that is very important, because we see sometimes that persons adopt for many different reasons, and this can affect the relationship of that child for the rest of their lives.
How can people reach out to you to find out or to just inquire about the adoption process?
Okay, we have an email address, adoption@childprotection.gov.jm, and our straight line to the unit is 922-1751.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Bugelo.
You're welcome.
As we close off today's Jamaica Magazine, do remember you may visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more programs and news stories. You may also follow us on all our social media sites for the latest information on government programs and initiatives. I'm Audrey, reminding you that it is in giving that we receive.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.